Hello, our dearest viewers. You're highly welcome back to the Zenith School of Marketing channel, where we simplify marketing for absolute beginners who are looking to learn a skill, for marketing professionals who want to up their marketing game, and for entrepreneurs and business owners who want to improve and increase their profits and revenue and grow their businesses by understanding marketing. If you're coming across our channel for the very first time, you, my dear, are highly welcome. This is a good time to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell, just so that you do not miss out on any of the amazing stuff we have in store for you. So let's get right into it. Today, as is our custom, we'll be taking an FAQ session from our last class, how and why it's important to align sales and marketing for optimal results. So we have some questions here that we'll be addressing from our comment section in the previous video. So the first question we have here is, why do the sales and marketing teams need to be aligned? Alright, so the sales and marketing teams can usually tend to be treated as separate entities, but when they work in isolation, it leads to miscommunication and wasted resources. So it's really dangerous to have your sales and marketing teams competing against one another or just working in isolation. Last class, I gave the illustration of we're headed in a particular direction. Everybody in that vehicle needs to be on board with the direction we are headed, so we can all channel our resources. But imagine if somebody is headed to the north and the other is headed to the south. It just results in a whole lot of unnecessary stress and drama. Now, the role of marketing is to drive leads, nurture these leads, and build trust with these leads. And sales is to close the leads. But if these leads are not properly handed off or qualified by sales, right, opportunities will be missed. And then you will now start to figure out, okay, who is working and who is not working. So when these teams are aligned, it ensures that leads are nurtured correctly and then they are passed down to sales, who will close them correctly at the right time as well, because timing is important. And then at the end of the day, what we see is business growth. So the next question is, what is the main issue causing my team to generate leads, but sales is not closing them? So a lot of people struggle with this. They generate leads and they struggle to close them, or a team generates leads and another sales team struggles to close them. Now, sometimes it could be due to poor lead quality. So the kind of leads that are generated, maybe because you put too much pressure on your team members or on yourself, and you're just trying to do a numbers game. You're getting leads that have no business being your leads. They are not your audience. So you need to sit your marketing team down and clarify certain things with them. In fact, maybe they need to be upskilled. Maybe they need to watch this video that you're watching. Not everybody is your lead. Just because they click on your ad and they write their details, some of them have no business being there. And then we've covered some of this in our previous classes, so do well to get those videos and also watch them so that you know how to create quality leads, right? So it all comes down to what your organization would refer to as a qualified lead. So don't over focus on generating. I generated 2,000 leads, and when people even ask you what's your success rate and you say 20,000, that's not it. It's not about generating 20,000 leads. Out of that 20,000 leads, how many of them buy from you? How many of them recommend you? How many of them go on to become loyal ambassadors of your brand, right? So it's not about the volume. The leads need to match your quota, your criteria, so that the sales team can close them, right? If not, you'd have high amounts of leads and very low, and then the sales team will get frustrated and everybody will start to try to cut corners, and then there will be issues. So the sales and marketing team need to collaborate together to define the ideal customer profile to avoid issues, and then agree on what qualifies a lead so that effort, resources, and money is not wasted. So there's a fine balance between we want you to be more productive, but we want to actually get results. So you're not being productive just for being productive sake. So the next question is, how do I ensure that sales and marketing teams are working towards the same goal? Now you could be asking this question as a member of one of the teams, to be a member of the sales team, a member of the marketing team, or the CEO or the business owner, right? And what you need to do is you need to set shared goals and metrics. So you have to ensure that there are common goals and metrics, and then sales and marketing should agree on measurable objectives like the number of qualified leads, the lead conversion rate, the customer acquisition costs. Because if the goal of the marketing team is to generate 100 qualified leads per month, sales should aim to convert, say, 20 of those leads per month, right? A certain percentage, so that everybody knows what they need to do. So it has to be teamwork. There has to be teamwork between marketing and sales. And even if you do both marketing and sales, you also need to be able to communicate to your boss or to your superior or your manager that because I got 100 leads does not mean all 100 of them are going to pay right away. It's a certain percentage of them that we expect to get closed, while we nurture the rest. So just don't throw them away or waste them. Keep nurturing them. You can use email marketing, you can use social media, you can use community management to keep nurturing them, so that at the end of the day, you'll still convert most of them. So when you have this unified strategy, you ensure that all the efforts are not wasted, and then you have, of course, a better outcome and results. So the next question is, what tools can help align my sales and marketing teams better? The simplest, best solution that I'll recommend is CRM tools as your customer relationship management tool. And this is essential to align your sales and marketing efforts. So CRMs will allow both teams to track their leads, track and share information, to monitor customer interactions in real time. So there are a lot of tools. We have the HubSpot, Salesforce, Zoho, and all of these just ensure that there is like a smooth handoff of leads from marketing. In fact, that the leads are properly nurtured, and then there is data to show that marketing is actually doing what they should be doing, and then they are properly handed over to sales, which will end up improving communication and accountability across both teams. So if you've not subscribed for a CRM, this is the right time to go ahead and do that, just so that you have a better cohesive team and better results. Now the next question is, how do I define an ideal customer profile, that's ICP, for both sales and marketing? So to be a marketing professional asking this, or an entrepreneur. Now the ICP, that's the ideal customer profile, should be a joint effort between both teams. So it's not just one person to create and dump on the other. It should be a joint effort. And you have to start by analyzing your most successful customers. So those customers that have patronized you in the past, check them out, check out their avatars, create target personas from that, and then realize, okay, what kind of customers are we looking out for? And then again, another thing you need to look out for is those who are easy to close, those who had a lifetime value. Because not everybody who has bought from you is the kind of customer you want to attract. When you pick your top 10, top 20 customers, you can now determine, okay, people that have patronized us, they live in Ikoyi or Banana Island and they don't stress us. Let's try to attract more of this kind of clients. And then that will now give you the data you need to create your ideal customer profile. So you have to consider factors like the industry they work in, their locations, the company sizes, their buying behavior. And then, of course, sales and marketing will now agree on the criteria that should be used, so that both teams can target the right leads and create messaging that will resonate with the audience. That's the right audience. So the next question is, what happens if my marketing message is inconsistent with what sales is pitching? Now, inconsistent messaging will create confusion, it will erode trust, and it will make you lose out on potential customers, right? So if marketing is promoting one set of benefits and solutions and sales is proposing something different, you discover that there's disjointed experiences for the customer. You might not notice it, but the customer that is receiving needs to feel safe. He needs to feel like everything happening here is consistent, it's reliable, right? So to avoid this, you have to create consistent messaging that sales and marketing will agree on together. And of course, we have videos on this, so you can check our previous videos so that you learn how to send it to your team for them to learn how to create consistent messaging across different teams and different platforms. So what this will do is to ensure that from the first point, that's the first touch point with the customer, till when the sale is closed, the customer will get a clear, unified message about your brand's value proposition. All right, so the next question is, how do I measure the success of sales and marketing alignment? So when my sales and marketing teams are now better and properly aligned, how do I measure the success? There are a number of metrics. As with everything marketing, you need to know the metrics to check out for, to look out for. There are a number of metrics that you can monitor to know if your teams are aligning well or properly, and then you're getting better results for that. And the first one is lead to customer conversion rate. So what rates, how many leads are you getting, and how many customers are being converted at the end of the sales cycle? So that's like the percentage of leads that marketing generates that sales can turn into paying customers. And then the next is your sales cycle length. So how long does it take from the initial marketing interaction to when the sales are closed at the end? And then another metric to look out for is your customer acquisition cost. So how much does it cost you for every paying customer that your marketing and sales team can get for your business or your brand? That's all of your sales and marketing expenses put together for a particular customer who goes ahead to make payments payment for your products or services. And then finally, we have your revenue growth. As a business owner, you should not even take your eyes off your revenue growth. You should know how your revenue is growing every month, every quarter, and every mid-year and every year. So banks are the guys that understand this so well. So they always consistently track this. So when there is an increased alignment between your sales and marketing team, it should translate to increased revenue. So the next question is, why is the lead handoff from marketing to sales often a challenge, right? So the process by which leads are handed over from the marketing team who generates them to the sales team who close them. Why is it usually a challenge? So the reason why some of these issues can occur could be due to poor communication, lack of defined criteria for qualified leads, or an unclear process. So this is why I recommended the CRM tools earlier. And apart from that, this is also why you need every process that your team would use to be documented, so that we can track who is probably not getting the message clearly or doing what they should be doing properly, right? So you need to have these processes very clear. They need to be clarified over and over again. This is the essence of meetings. Meetings are not where you come to try to act like you're the staff of the organization. It's where you clarify processes and ensure that there is buy-in. Your team members, your staff, your colleagues, they understand what they should be doing. And if there are any challenges, they should also be able to let them out in those meetings so that the challenges can be rectified. All right, so your CRM will automate this process. It would establish clear guidelines, and then both teams need to agree on at what point a lead is ready to be passed to sales. As far as marketing will start the journey, will start the process. So at what point do they hand over this lead to the sales team based on, okay, is it the engagement, the behavior, the scoring, the questions that these leads are asking, and just all of those criteria. So it varies, and it's literally depending on what you're selling and the price points and all of those things. So this would ensure that leads that are not ready, premature leads, are not being passed on to the sales team, and then they are expecting the sales team to perform magic, and then they might now fall through the cracks, or leads that have not really built adequate trust and relationship. So they will now feel like, oh, they're just trying to rip us off our money, and then of course they might end up stepping back and then deciding not to go ahead to make the sale. So the next question is, how do I ensure accountability between the sales and the marketing teams? So you need to hold regular alignment meetings. Like I started to say in the last question, your teams need to meet, right? At least every week, at least once every week, and not meetings that are not effective or meetings that are not going anywhere. Alignment meetings that bring everybody on the same page. And then you need to set shared KPIs for both teams, let everybody know what they are responsible for. And these meetings will allow the teams to share their challenges, review their progress, and adjust their strategies accordingly. Now, sales should provide feedback on the quality of leads they are getting, while marketing can provide feedback you get on how their challenges they are facing, the kind of leads they are encountering, and the process is taken to note, so that everybody can mutual respect and mutual understanding, and both teams can even help each other. Now, when you have shared goals, both teams end up being accountable to actually drive the organization's growth and also achieve the goals set by the organization, which of course is to increase revenue. All right, so the next question we have here is, what can I do if there's tension or lack of collaboration between my sales and marketing teams? I'll take it again. What can I do if there's tension or lack of collaboration between my sales and marketing teams? So the first thing you need to do is start by fostering communication and a shared sense of purpose. So let them know that it's not rivalry, it's not nobody's trying to win first position and all the like. We are here to achieve a common goal, a shared purpose. And then both teams need to understand that they are both important, and they need to also understand how their roles contribute to the success of the company. And when the company is succeeding, everybody's succeeding. Now, then you also have to organize joint meetings. Sometimes marketing meets separately, sales meet separately. So sometimes you need to organize joint meetings and align on common goals and create opportunities for collaboration, like brainstorming sessions or coming together to develop campaigns. So everybody feels like they're part of the process. Somebody should not feel like, oh, I'm doing my part, somebody else is not doing their part. So that's why these meetings are important. And then you can also appoint or create a liaison or a cross-functional role that ensures that there is always communication between both departments.